Hello everyone, I've got Weekly Mutation number 18 for you, and that is World on Fire. Nowhere is safe from Amon's wrath. Between the endless missile salvos, random nuclear strikes, and a purifier beam in search of something to burn, Viridia's lava flow might be the least of your worries. Get your workers back to base safely. It's their time to shine. So this is on the Vermilion Problem co-op mission, and it has it's got three mutations to it. The first one being Missile Command, that is endless missile bombardments, target your structures and must be shot down throughout the mission. The second is Going Nuclear, nukes are launched at random throughout the map. And the third is Purifier Beam, an enemy Purifier Beam moves across the map toward nearby player units. So once again, there's 185,000 possible bonus experience, and I'm just going to quickly show you. This is on brutal difficulty, and I'm going to show you how I've allocated the skill points that I have achieved from my mighty 8 mastery levels in the Asian server. First power set, I have all my points in black hole duration, and then second power set, I've got all my points in time stop unit speed increase, and third power set, I've got all my points in chrono boost efficiency. So I am playing as Vorazun once again, since it is my only character that I have leveled up on the Asia server. And I will end up getting a really high level mastery player once again. And I actually ended up getting a lot of these players because this Weekly Mutation took me a ton of times to beat. What a pain in the butt it was. This is definitely one of the harder Weekly Mutations. As you can see, my teammate is Papaya, I think. Karax, he's playing as Karax, and he is mastery level, or she is mastery level 90, whereas I'm only mastery level 8. But what I was saying was, what happened to me a majority of the time is these darn high-level players would join in with me, and every single time they saw my mastery level, or maybe they thought it was just a regular level 8, basically every time they saw my level, they would instantly leave the game. They saw me, they thought I was going to be a slacker and not do anything. And it was so irritating. I couldn't even get a match where I was playing. Well, I mean, I did a couple times, but I couldn't really even get a match where I was playing with a teammate. So I just basically started trying to solo it by myself. But unfortunately, the closest I got soloing was 14 out of the 20 Xenon crystals. Once I got past the 10 out of 20 crystal mark, there's just so many of these missiles that'll launch at your base, and it's just overwhelming. So I could not quite handle that by myself. Fortunately, I ended up getting this really good teammate. Papaya happened to just go wherever I went and happened to be really good at defending the base, like a good Karax player should do, I think, honestly. So basically, for those of you who do not know yet, there are as I said in the mutations, but basically these missiles just randomly spawn wherever on the map. I mean, right now you can see them spawning, and they're coming from the front, or towards the front of our base, but eventually they're going to spawn on the sides and come towards our base, and they'll even spawn behind our base. That's more towards the end of the mission, at like the halfway mark, but they literally spawn everywhere. So you need to have static defenses up, stationary defenses. You want to build, if you're playing as Protoss, you're going to want to build photon cannons everywhere in your base. If you're playing as Zerg, you're going to want to build spore crawlers. And if you're playing as Terran, you're going to want to build these missile turrets all over your base. Now, I would definitely advise you guys to get a good teammate, someone you know that will definitely work well with you playing on this mutation, especially if you're playing on brutal difficulty, because you really have to use teamwork to get this mission beat. I mean, some of these co-op missions you can just one of you can kind of carry. Like, I mean, for example, in the last Weekly Mutation, I got carried hardcore, but this one, you have to use teamwork. It's essential. So what my teammate does so well is wherever I move my attacking units, he's right there watching over my units, and he drops down those solar lances or his purifier beam or basically whatever other ability he can. Orbital strikes, that's the other one. Or his orbital strikes. He drops down any ability wherever my units are going. He's just there watching. He's on top of things. Now, the other really good thing that my teammate does to help the teamwork is I stopped making photon cannons because I realized that my teammate is building the photon cannons for me. So I really suggest one of you guys, if you're going to be playing this style, one of you use Vorazun and one of you use Karax, I suggest your Karax teammate put up static defenses. Just really focus on the defense aspect of this game. And then the Vorazun player, or if you're playing someone else, the attacking player, make sure that you just build up a big army. Don't worry about your defenses. So you got one person on defense, one person on offense, and then Karax is pretty essential to be in this teamwork or in this team play here. So basically, whoever the Karax player is should be on defense, and then use their abilities while watching whoever's moving on offense. Make sure to watch over them with their abilities. So that's definitely very important. And then with the attacking player, you want to make sure to be clearing out enemy areas as soon as you can. So like the first thing I did here, I spawned those Shadow Guard, which is the 4 Dark Templars. They're elite Dark Templars basically, or yeah, 4 elite Dark Templar, and basically they have a base duration of 9 seconds, and they're basically a Dark Templar that you can spawn yourself, but fully upgraded, and they have a time duration. Well, anyway, you spawn those guys in at the very start, and what I did was I moved them down to the bottom left corner where there's a little already stationary enemy base, and what you want to do is you want to clear out as much as you can there with that first set of Shadow Guard units. Just because, I mean, that you only have a duration on those Shadow Guard, and I mean, you're gonna eventually, there's probably gonna be Xenon crystals that spawn there, and there's probably gonna be more enemy units that spawn there. So that's exactly what I did there, was I cleared out that area first, and it's gonna really help us later in this co-op mission. Another thing that I'm doing right now is I'm clearing out where these 2 crystals are right away. As soon as those crystals spawn, you want to clear them out and get your probes down there right away. You don't want to wait, a minute or even 10 seconds. You just want to go right away, because time is of the essence in the Vermilion Problem co-op mission. It is absolutely important that you get to these crystals right away, because there are so many things that can go wrong while playing in this co-op mission, especially in this mutation, because of these random nuclear missiles that drop, all of the missiles that are coming for your base, and the darn purifier beams that when you're not looking, they will evaporate your army. So you have to be very careful and be on top of things. Get those crystals as soon as you can. And then you need to be really careful about where your probes are sitting too, because every now and then those nuke missiles will sneak up a little bit into your base. So make sure to keep your probes away from the edges of your base. And the same goes for your units. And then something I want to talk about really quickly here, I already got the ability for those Dark Templar, and I'll remember what that ability is in here in a second, but I'm also getting ground weapons level 1 through 3 right away. I just focused on that one ability. You can see I have 2 forges, but if you guys are going to be playing like we're playing, where we didn't even get the expansion, we're not even going to get the expansion the whole entire match. And I just found that to be the best way to play this co-op mission. I tried so many times playing this, and every time that my teammate and I went for the expansion, we lost, because we got caught up in trying to defend the expansion, and it was too overwhelming. Every single time we would rebuild, there'd be another wave or another nuke missile to destroy our stuff. And yes, those nuke missiles can spawn almost everywhere on that expansion, except for I think right where the Nexus spawns. So it was just absolutely terrible. So you do have to be very careful about how you spend your resources and about your units dying. For example, like right now, the darn Raven area damaged a lot of my units, and that was not smart, good micro on my part. But basically, what I'm trying to get at is, because we're only on 1 base each, you want to be really smart about your resources, and it's only worth it to build 1 forge. I built 2, I didn't need to. I should have just built 1. And you only want to get 1 upgrade at a time. So I made sure to max out my attacking upgrade, ground ground weapons level 1 through 3 first. Then I'm going to start focusing on ground shields level 1 through 3 next, just from that forge. And then the ability from the Dark Shrine that I'm think about getting other Dark Shrine abilities for my Dark Templar, but there's just not enough resources to do it. So the one upgrade that I get this whole entire mutation is Shadow Fury. And that's the ability that allows those Dark Templar to jump from target to target, dealing 20 damage with each jump, and it hits 5 times. So that ability is huge. It's 200 minerals and 200 gas, so on your tight budget, it's actually pretty darn spendy. But you want to save up and make sure to get that. And then that's pretty much all of the upgrades I'm going to get. I don't even spend my time trying to get the ground armor upgrades level 1 through 3 because of the resource levels. And because Vorazun has that really awesome ability which allows stealth units to respawn at home base after they die, or once they get near death, every 60 seconds. So if your units die, they respawn at base. If they die again within 60 seconds, they don't respawn. But yeah, as long as you are past that minute mark, your units are not going to ever die. So that's just something to keep in mind. It really saves you a lot of money, especially when you're on a tight budget. And then I'm not going to get any other, like I said before, I'm not going to get any other upgrades from the Dark Shrine. I'm only going to get Shadow Fury. From the Forge, I'm only going to get ground weapon upgrade level 1 through 3 and shields level 1 through 3 from the Forge. And then the only 2 other upgrades that I'm going to get this whole playthrough, I might get one from the Twilight Council, I can't remember for sure. But for sure, the only other 2 upgrades I'm going to get are from the Fleet Beacon. And that's because I'm going to get Corsairs, the flying air unit. And those units, for those of you who don't know, are absolutely amazing to combo with Dark Templar. What you want to get is the Disruption Web ability and the Stealth Drive ability. The Disruption Web ability allows the Corsairs to, and it's an automatic ability by the way, so pretty much like the Shadow Fury ability for these Dark Templar, where they jump just automatically as soon as they see an enemy. These Corsairs, as soon as they see ground units, they drop a web of energy, and enemy units in this web of energy are disabled from attacking for 10 seconds. Now, they can move out of this web of energy, but it's a pretty big web of energy, actually. And it's actually, not terrible. I mean, not terrible, but I mean, it's really hard for you to get away, especially when you're attacking them straight on. And if you're attacking them straight on, the enemy units generally don't micro out of your Disruption Web area. So just keep that in mind. Disruption Web is an amazing ability to combo with Dark Templar, and because you have Stealth Drive ability, that allows your Corsairs to be permanently cloaked. So not only do you have Dark Templar respawning at your home base, but you also have your Corsairs respawning at your home base every 60 seconds, that is, if they don't die within that time frame again. And then the other really huge thing that Vorazun has that's amazing, I mean aside from time stop, but the other huge ability that stealth units have is that every single stealth unit gets a 15% attack damage increase, and that's at whatever attack level they're currently at. So for example, when you upgrade ground weapons attack upgrade level 1, that brings your Dark Templar attack damage up from, I believe, 45 to 50, then 2 from 50 to 55, and then 3 55 to 60. And at each of those levels, it's increased at 15%. So once you're at 60 damage, it's upgraded 15% from that 60 damage. So that means it gets 8.99 more damage. So 68.99 damage total, or 69 damage basically. And that's what your Dark Templar's damage is at. Same goes for the Corsairs as soon as they are permanently cloaked. So they get that upgrade as well. But you're going to see as well, I don't get the air upgrades because the Corsairs don't actually do very much damage. And I've really noticed that, I don't know if it's because the Corsairs sit more in the back, or not many of the units can attack the Corsairs, or just because the Dark Templar do the most damage. Their damage is so incredibly high. I think the Corsairs just don't get focused down. So I don't really even need the armor upgrades, and because I'm on a budget, it's just not worth it to get either the attack or the armor upgrades for those Corsairs. Just focus on getting all of your upgrades for just the Dark Templar. And there are 2 upgrades from the Twilight Council that are optional to get. I think I might be getting one of them right now, but the first one, I'll probably post a little bubble right about now for the Zealots, and I can't remember what the upgrades are, but the first upgrade allows your Zealots to sprint into action to attack enemy units, and then the second upgrade allows your Zealots to stun an enemy unit as soon as they intercept them. And both of those upgrades are very helpful to get. And the only reason I'm bringing up Zealots right now is because if you have extra minerals after you're buying these Dark Templar and Corsairs, you don't have enough gas to match along with the minerals that you have. It's really good, or really smart, to fill in that mineral use, or that excess minerals, buy a bunch of, warp in a bunch of Zealots, just to fill that in, because, I mean, extra supply, you're going to kill enemies faster. The more units you have attacking, the more damage per second you're going to do, so it's really smart to do. And something I just wanted to mention again, my teammate, this whole match, has been on top of everything. A couple times I have used the Black Hole ability. My teammate is there. My teammate uses his Solar Lance or Orbital Strikes. I'm going to use Black Hole right here. My teammate's going to drop down his Purifier Beam, and it's going to just absolutely destroy all of these enemies. I sucked all the units into one spot. My teammate was there with the Purifier Beam and completely took out all of the enemy units because they're all sucked into the same spot. I mean, yes, the Purifier Beam probably could have taken out all those units anyway, but my teammate was watching. Just like teamwork. You combo your abilities together, and it's just going to make your play so much more effective. So teamwork is essential, once again. And then my teammate, when I'm getting upgrades, I believe you can see when your allies are getting upgrades, you can see a little bar going, or you can see, for example, like at your Nexus when a probe's building, you can see whether or not something's being in the production at that building. So for example, I'm pretty sure my teammate has actually watched when I'm getting an upgrade, and when I start getting an upgrade, my teammate waited for me, so they used Chrono Wave at the same time. And when Papaya used Chrono Wave at the same time, it allowed me to get my Stealth Drive and Disruption Web abilities. I think I'm actually going to do it, yeah, right here. So I've got the Chrono Wave activated, and as you can see at this Fleet Beacon, now my I already got Disruption Web, and that Stealth Drive ability is going to get upgraded, just like that. Or I got Stealth Drive first, and then Disruption Web is going to get upgraded next. But either way, because he saw that I was upgrading those, or getting those upgrades, Chrono Wave got activated right then, and it was perfect timing. Just everything in this whole co-op mission with this Papaya guy was great. Excellent teamwork, and wherever I moved out, Papaya followed me, and he brought a ton of probes. I mean, yes, it's smart for both of you to have probes, but it's a lot easier when one of you just mainly focus on just all the attacking stuff. It's just incredible when one person focuses on just getting the crystals, the other of you is just focusing on doing the attacking, clearing out the enemy units. It works out really well. It makes it a lot easier to micro, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. And then I just wanted to point out again, this Disruption Web ability. I mean, yes, these just a second ago, when the units weren't time stopped, none of them could do anything. I don't think I lost a single unit there. I maybe lost one Dark Templar. I think one or two of them, they're running back right now. But yeah, this Disruption Web ability, it just cleared out all of those units because, paired up with this Dark Templar, of course, but yeah, just drop this Disruption Web and all these units start running away because they can't do any damage. So it's so amazing. I don't even have that many units right now, and I'm clearing out these enemy Terran and hybrids just because they can't attack. Disruption Web is so good. And I believe that ability doesn't even cost energy. I think it just has a cooldown, so you can use it so many times every so many seconds, that is. And then something kind of important that's going on right now, instead of moving all my units back out to attack again, both my teammate and I are going to kind of regroup while this lava comes, because we're sitting in a really good spot. We've already gotten 17 of these xenon crystals collected, and there's one more crystal just sitting right next to the circle. My teammate hasn't even put it in, so we're technically sitting at 18 out of the 20 crystals, and we've gathered them really fast. So we're sitting at 8 minutes before the planet explodes. Very, very good. That's probably one of the... 8 minutes, that's huge. Yes, that 8 minutes can disappear fast, but now we're at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Anyway, yeah, right now we are sitting very well. So, literally, we can take a couple of seconds to regroup, mass up our armies again, get any other upgrades we need. But honestly, I don't even think it's worth getting upgrades right now, because it'd be more smart to just move out. But basically, what we've done this whole mission is we moved a little bit down the bottom left, just to that first area. But once we moved that first area, we completely just went down the right side of the map. And I definitely advise you guys to do that. Move out one side of the map, get as many crystals as you can from that side of the map. And then once the next crystals are too far away, if it's better to go to the other side, then start moving to the other side. But yeah, try to farm as many crystals as you can out of just one area at a time. And then once again, here I am. I'm using this. Oh, never mind. I thought he would have. Oh, yep, there he did. Yeah, once again, here I am. I used the black hole ability, and as soon as I used that ability, just a couple seconds after, Papaya was there, dropped down those orbital strike abilities, and just completely obliterated the enemy units. Teamwork, it's huge. Just working together to clear out enemy units, enemy waves, or defending at the same time, being in places where your teammate can't be, or being at the same place at the same time as your teammate. Teamwork is essential for this mission. And once again, here he is dropping down the purifier beam. This worked out really well. And time stop, always your best friend. You always want to make sure to use time stop at very important critical times. You don't want to waste time stop on this co-op mission. And yes, we have the ability to go for the molten salamander right now, but because of all of the times that I have lost this co-op mission, and I'm guessing my teammate has probably lost a lot of times as well, since he doesn't go for the salamander either, we don't even move across the little distance that we have. I almost do it, but I think about it and I think, no, if I lose these units, we could lose this mission with even 7 minutes left on the clock. It's just not worth it. So we just go ahead and just sit it out, dodge as many of these nuclear missiles as we can, and then we're gonna transport the cargo all the way back. And it's really nasty too. You got to be careful at this very end. I think about going moving my units the other way, but there's just no chance. So here my teammate goes. He puts his zealots straight into action right here. I was a little worried we were about to lose this, but drop the black hole ability, and my teammate's going to just unleash all of his orbital strikes and clear out those units. And then it gets really intense with the nuke missiles on your last two crystals. I don't know if this always happens, but nuke missiles drop everywhere. As you can see, we got really lucky right there. I had 5 of my probes in that missile, and one of them was carrying the crystal, and they died. But I had one extra probe left that picked up that last crystal, and I just have enough probes left to carry these crystals home, and just nuke missile, nuke missile, nuke missile everywhere. But it's working out just perfectly that we are able to dodge those nuke missiles, work out really well together, drop orbital strikes when needed, bring in your Dark Templar when needed, miss the missiles at the right time. Just everything lined up really well. And use time stop at the right time, and it was awesome. After all of the struggle, we were finally able to get it. So that was a really good playthrough. And I really felt this time, rather than the last Weekly Mutation, that I was definitely able to help out my teammates, and I don't think it was quite a carry. I actually think I had more crystal carrying time than my teammate did on this playthrough. And we're going to get a ton of level ups because I'm at such a low mastery level right now. I'm going to go up in levels by, I think, about 8 actually. Yeah, I think it's going to be about 8 levels. Yep. Mastery level 16 from that one weekly mutation win. So that was huge. And I'm just going to quickly show you the stats here. Yeah, I had 650 amount of time carrying crystals versus 532. So I definitely feel like I did something this weekly mutation. Mastery levels don't really say much. What I'm trying to get at is mastery levels don't really say much about a player's skill. It's definitely, if you're at level 15, just base level 15, that's pretty much enough for you to pick up the slack, pick up your end of the weight, basically. And then after that, mastery levels don't say anything. I've definitely played with high level mastery level players who, I've definitely done the carrying in the game. So don't leave games because you're playing with someone that's at a low mastery level. It does not determine their skill level. And then just the last thing I wanted to cover once again was that time stop ability. I don't think I talked about it very much in this walkthrough, but time stop is really important, and you want to make sure not to mess up when you're clicking time stop, because you can get down to the literal wire on this last second, and if you click time stop on that countdown timer before Viridia blows up, it's going to stop that countdown timer, and you're going to have until time stop's over in order for the planet to blow up. So having time stop could literally save you that extra. I don't know how long time stop runs for, but it could save the game for you, and you want to make sure to use it if you need to at the last second, or if you have a big army in front of you. Make sure to use time stop then. Don't use it for something small. It's not worth it. It takes 4 minutes to cool down if you're at level 15, that is. And yeah, it's a huge ability to use. And then one more time, make sure to use I really advise you guys to only use the one base strategy. So stay at the home base, don't go for the expansion. So hope this was very helpful for you guys, and I hope you can beat this weekly mutation at real difficulty. Please let me know what you did to beat this mutation, and if anyone wants to play with me, let me know. I definitely will try this time. I believe it was Crystal Daz asked me to play on the last weekly mutation, but I was not able to do that, so I would like to do it for this one. So hit me up, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.